All right, my Food Mood friends, welcome back. Chandra Zen Odyssey, Food and Mood, Body Mind Coaching. I just went to Burning Man.
Welcome! Here is your hostess and coach, Chandra Zas, helping people make food and mood changes doable without missing out. Go ahead, high five that like button, subscribe and share while you're there.
As you likely know, if you're watching my videos, I was in Burning Man last week at the time of recording this video, and I'm back. And I wanted to share, I thought about doing like a whole video series, and I'm going to at least do this one video because Burning Man is just such an important part of my mindset and my lifestyle around living. I have a number of points that I want to make, which I could probably honestly do a series of videos on Burning Man, but I want to do at least touch on a couple of the really important pieces. So in leading up to Burning Man, I was talking to a few different people who I personally think that if every human on the planet went to Burning Man, the world would be a better place, because it is such a radically different way of living and being together as humans. It's really, really special. And a couple of the people I was talking to and encouraging, like, why not go? And also there was all this abundance of tickets, and so it was made it a lot more accessible to a lot of people. And a couple people said very similar things of like, well, Burning Man is really hard. It's really hard to get there. The weather sounds really intense, the climate, the conditions, it sounds really hard. And that was their reason for not going. And for me, in my 20s, when I started meeting burners, and I was like, who are these people? What are they up to? And I was attracted to them. I was like, they seem like they got something going on. And so I went, and I had the same experience of climbers, both climbers and burners. I was like, who are these people? And I ended up becoming a climber and a burner. And what I have found to be the common thread is that they're people who, we are people who intentionally do really hard things. Go organize and create a city in the desert where there's nothing, and we create this crazy abundance, or go rock climbing, go face challenges, mental, physical, emotional challenges. And there's a certain mindset of intentionally doing something hard. And then I would also like to throw in there, like, especially with burners, it's like also having fun while doing it, making it fun. When the rains came and Burning Man got even harder during the weekend with the rain, there was this really beautiful spirit that is of burners, where it's like, okay, yeah, this is hard. Yeah, this changes the game. And how do we still make this fun? How do we still, even though it's hard, and because it's hard, how do we embrace this and make the most of this? And it's just such a special way to live. I also had a couple conversations out there on the playa talking about how getting to Burning Man is, there's a certain like initiation, there's a certain rite of passage, there's a certain filter that even people who are have disabilities, that even of like the disability crowd, the people with disabilities who get there, there's a certain personality, a certain desire to overcome challenge, to overcome hard.
Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm in the Dead Sea, floating in the water. Go ahead and like and share and follow so we can keep in touch.
So whether it's whoever you are, it's hard to get out there. It's hard. And that is so much of what I find to be so rewarding. So yeah, deeply soul satisfying. And so, it is also one of the concepts that I teach my clients, is like embracing the hard parts of life, embracing the 50% of life that is not easy or comfortable or pleasurable, but really embracing the hard part. And it just really opens the spectrum of our emotions. It opens us to experience more of life. When we're trying to live comfortably all the time, which I think is one of our Western world issues, is that we can live comfortably most of the time. We can order takeout and fast food, and we can sit on the couch, and we can be entertained forever with Netflix or wherever you're watching, whatever you're watching. That it's easy to live that way, and I've lived that way for part of my life, and I know how unsatisfying it is. And so even though there are times when getting to Burning Man is hard or going out rock climbing is hard, I know that how I feel afterwards and how much more satisfied and soul nourished and connected, and yeah, it's just for me, it's a really, really beautiful way to live life. And like, it's not just being there rock climbing or being there at Burning Man. It's really about a mindset and a way of living, a way of embracing. I was just talking to a dear friend about being an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur is also really similar. There's a lot of hard involved in being an entrepreneur, building a business, failing, trying again, figuring it out. It's where most of us stop, is like we think our brain says, keep it easy, keep it familiar, and then we don't go after the big things. So I wanted to give that piece. The other piece that I really want to share with you about Burning Man is something that really surprised me, which was my experience of being a parent out there. My little one she went by the name Blackie. That was her play name out there. And she, the last time I was there on the playa was when I was pregnant with her. So we haven't been back in 6 years, and she's 5.5. And she's a pretty darn social spirit. She really loves music and she loves people. And so there was a component of it that I wasn't really worried about. I knew that the conditions are harsh, and I knew I needed to find a way to make sure her body was taken care of, with the dust and the heat and the food and all of the pieces. And so I went out there very prepared. I went there with my first aid kit that I have in my free resources. If you want to go look at like, what are the ways that I take care of my kid's body, I have all of the stuff there. I took the whole box of stuff and made sure I had whatever she needed if she got a tummy ache or her skin hurt or she got a rash or whatever it was. Eye drops, we did eye drops one night. She got something in her eye. I took care of her whenever she needed it. I was definitely 100% there to take care of her body. And that went surprisingly smooth. We actually were out there for 11 days. We went out there for Build Week, which Build Weekend. It's where basically you're there to help put up the infrastructure of the camp. So putting up the shade, setting the kitchen. So you kind of arrive there and there's not much infrastructure, which it's hard for everybody. There's not shade, it's a rough moment. And I was a little bit nervous of like, how's Blackie gonna deal with this? And she did really great. And then what really surprised me was my experience during the week of being her parent, being her mom, and the amount of love that I got from other parents, we would go around, I would follow her on the dance floor. She'd be weaving in and out and tickling people and saying hi. And I would be kind of following her around, making sure she's okay. And so many parents like were holding their hearts and, is she yours? And thank you for bringing her. And just so grateful. And then people who got to know us even more, the people in our village, I had multiple people come up to me and tell me just how special she is and what a good job I'm doing as a parent, and just this like immense amount of parent love that I just really didn't expect. It was really, really beautiful. And yeah, having a kid there, it's a special thing for everybody to have the generations and to have the village. And we had so much beautiful support and help and love that was given to her. It was really, really touching. And then the other piece that just completely surprised me about being a parent out there was that she was kind of a rock star. Like, she got in her little outfits and she was like wanting to be in the center of the dance floor. And we were sister camps with Axolotl Art Car. And so we spent a lot of time on Axolotl, and being with her was like being with a rock star. Like, she just kept having the red carpet rolled out for her. And so I got to experience this part of Burning Man that I'd never experienced before. It was really, really special. And the last story that I want to share that was just so incredibly heartwarming. I mean, there's two more stories I want to share with you. One is in the first night of our camp, we had healing domes in Las Brujas, and we were setting intentions, and our camp was in there speaking a word and setting the space and opening the dome for the week. And Blackie, like, really gently, respectfully walked around the circle and whispered in the leader's ear. And then the leader says, So as my teacher is recommending, let's all hold hands. And it was just such a perfect, thoughtful, she was just all her idea. It was just, wow, it was so beautiful to watch this little 5-year-old offer this and so in such a respectful way. It was really wow. And the other really big wow was watching her in the temple. I don't know if you know the temple. It's a place of a lot of emotion. A lot of people go there to grieve and to say goodbye to people, to say goodbye to habits, there's a lot of grief there. And a lot of people don't like going there because of the heavy emotions. And we went there in one of the first nights, and our little one, Blackie, she walked around the temple and really sweetly and respectfully offered hugs to people who were crying and gave gifts off of her own body. She gave her jewelry away. She gave stickers out. And she just was this really pure, loving little human offering people in a moment of grief and sadness kindness and love. And yeah, it was just a mind-blowing experience. I did not expect it. I expected a lot more challenge, a lot more needing to help her, which I did to some degree, but I didn't expect all of the incredible parent rock star affirmation, support, heartwarming tears, hugs, and then also just watching her and just being really proud of the little human the little burner that she is. It was just, wow. It was really, really, really special. And so, yeah, I wanted to offer my burner experience as a parent who went out there with their little 5-year-old, and what an incredible success and really positive, beautiful experience. And so wanted to share that with you. And I think one of the coaching messages that I want to leave you with, I keep getting a lot of feedback about what a awesome parent I am. And I'm really interested in helping parents because I really think that our future is our kids. And I've taken the psychological work that I've done and really done my best to transfer and apply it to her. And one of the most important concepts that I have used with her is that, and I got this from Janet Lansbury, is that the kids are not giving us a hard time, they're having a hard time. And so whenever she seems to be dysregulated or acting weird, I have that in my head. Instead of threatening her or telling her to behave or making her wrong or bad in some way, I get down to her level and I check in with her, do you need a hug? How can I help you? Does your body need food? Are you tired? How can I help you through this moment? Instead of what I think our default parenting is stop behaving that way, control yourself. And I really think that this is this practice that I've been doing with her for her whole life. I really think this is a big part of why she is the awesome kid that she is. And so I want to offer that to you as parents. I also would love to help any parents. If you're a parent out there who would like help, I'm really passionate about helping kids eat food that helps them be more regulated, makes all of our jobs easier, teachers' jobs, parents' jobs. Kids, they want to behave well, they want to show up well. So I also, if you're a parent who would like help with food, I have a lot of great recipes on my blog for free, but I also have a way I can help you meal plan and be in relationship with your kid and food and their emotions in a way that can really help the whole family. So reach out to me if you would like that kind of help. It's a big, big passion of mine. I think it's really important for our future, for all of our kids. So yes, and so on that note, go to Burning Man. It will make the world a better place. And reach out to me if you'd like my help, and have a beautiful day and a beautiful week. Thank you.